Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's talk about how the US markets did last night. Now, it was a good day for all three benchmarks, the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. Of course, they did retrace by the end of the day. So what really happened was in the beginning of the session, the Dow was up over 300 points. The Nasdaq and S&P were both up over 1%. As we went on to trade, and by the time we came to close, the Dow was up just 113 points. The S&P was up just around 0.5% to close at 3,443. And the Nasdaq was also up just 0.3%. So we definitely saw some profit booking towards the end of the day. Now, Netflix shares yesterday from big tech stocks tumbled 6% as the net subscriber additions were 300,000 lower than what the company expected. So that's dampened prospects slightly. If we want to look at how Nifty might perform today based on the US handover solely, we'll be looking at the futures action. The Dow futures are currently up 124 points. S&P futures are up 0.5% and Nasdaq futures are also trading positively right now. So it seems that while there was some profit booking, again, the futures are hinting to further gains for the US tomorrow, and that should definitely act as a positive catalyst for Nifty opening today. Now, Asia, on the back of the same US handover, is quite upbeat this morning. The S&P ASX Australia is up 0.2%. The Nikkei in Japan is up 0.36%. The Topix is also up 0.94%. The Kospi is up 0.35%. And all your benchmarks there are doing pretty well. One key piece of news coming out of the Asia Pacific region is that the Cathay Pacific Airlines, a prominent airline, is going to be laying off close to 5,900 employees, and that's got that company and sector in focus. Now, coming down to Europe, which we're going to get live cues again from today, but based on how it closed yesterday, the Stoxx 600 had a bit of a tough day, 0.2% down. Germany's DAX and France's CAC also shed 0.9% and 0.3% respectively. So not just the pan-Euro Stoxx 600, which of course spans across Europe, but then even specific indexes from Germany, France, not doing quite well. If you want to look at the UK's FTSE 100, it was marginally higher, so perhaps the only benchmark which was bucking the trend. Tech stocks over here in Europe led the losses yesterday, down 1%. Banks were the only area bucking the trend, up 0.9%. Now, two commodities we always do a check on for you, oil and gold. Brent crude futures gained 20 cents to $42.82 per barrel. November WTI crude futures settled 63 cents or 1.54% higher at $41.46 per barrel. So we're defending 40. We're firmly above there. We're not dropping below. So demand seems to be intact despite some Libyan increase in production. And of course, the next round of stimulus that's hanging in the balance. Coming to gold, spot gold yesterday continued to act as a hedge to equities. So, it performed alongside actually, so not really a hedge yesterday, up 0.4% to $1,912 per ounce. So at least we've crossed 1,910 now. We were kind of struggling around the 1,900 mark. And then US gold futures settled up 0.2% at $1,915 per ounce. So still nowhere close to 2,070, which was a 52-week high that we saw, but definitely making up some lost ground for the precious metals as well.